Hey guys, Josh here, and welcome to episode 9 of Kill for a Bill. If this is the first episode you've watched, then the gist of it is we're PVMing to try and get a drop tab worth 1 billion GP, and as of the last video, we were, I think, just under 2/3, I think 625 mil. So we're ticking along nicely. Instead of going all out nexing and Calfight King or whatever, we really mix it up. So we've got drops from a ton of different monsters. So I'll get right into the loot. First off, I have 7 elite clue scrolls, and coming up now you can see the first one. Now I don't know what to say about this, but if you've watched videos in the videos from the series in the past, you'll realise we've had horrible loot from elites, and the price check here coming up to a measly, oh dear, 85k is it? Fantastic. Now the next one we have almost finished, and oh dear, not any better. Ah, crap. So if we put the price check up now, all 97k of it. Yep, there we go. And now the third one. We have nothing much better. And once again, if we go into a price check, 154k. This one should be. Yep. How lovely. Number 4. And finally we get something half interesting. Ancient Van Braces. They're not worth a lot, unfortunately. It's nice to add something new to the video, to the tab I should say. But yeah, as you can see, nothing to write home about. And that is 168k. Number 5. Open the casket, and once again another unique item. Armadyl full helm. Not fantastic. And if we put everything in the price check, 208k. So as you can probably tell, this one they're getting higher and higher in value. So number 6, and we have a bat staff. Oh dear. Obviously, or unfortunately I should say, the bat staff wasn't the most expensive thing in here. It was the rune bars that took that title. Oh no, sorry, the onyx bolts I should say. So 280k. And the final one, so the most expensive, is going to be Ancient Armadyl Van Braces, sorry. So not bad, I guess, and a UC to help bump it up. And if we put those in the price check, 690k easily takes the cake as our best elite clue scroll in this episode, but far from anything that we would be over the moon about. And as always, I'm sure you guys are excited to see the crap loot, or us get crap loot. I hope you guys get better loot. Anyway, on to the loot from the bosses. Now, this is in alphabetical order, so not sure if I've done alphabetical before, but that's just how I sort of dragged them from the my folder into Vegas. So off we go. First up, Bandos helmet, and this was from a minion. If you saw my Bandos video, you may have noticed or heard me say that I didn't get any of the drops from 500 Gradles. It was all Cain, and this was, other than a couple of shards which you'll see later, this was the only drop, well the best drop, the only Bandos item I should say, that I got from my contribution, and it was from a minion, which apparently is a lot rarer, but there you go. Moving on, an Armadyl buckler. Now, The funny thing with this is just before it happened, we were talking about the value of the Armadyl items and how the buckler was the worst and we would want anything but the buckler. Q Armadyl buckler drop. Fantastic. But I think that's our second one, so placeholder is always a nice addition. Now this is going back a while, well not going back a while, this happened recently, but I have not killed dark beasts in a long time. Obviously these Triskelion keys, I think it is, have come out. Anything 80 Slayer and above can drop them. So I went to Dark Beast to see if I could have any luck, and the only luck I got was a Dark Bow, which is hardly considered lucky given the horrifically low price of them. But regardless, it is still a rarish drop and a unique drop, so I threw it in. Nothing like a bit of nostalgia. Onto some effigies now. This was one of my effigies from Bandos, and even in the inventory there you can see 177 raw swordfish. Rare drop table. Not impressed. Bit random, but well. And another effigy from Bandos. And another effigy from Bandos. Grador. And another effigy from Bandos. And finally another effigy, but this one is from Rorarius, or the Rorarai, or God, every time I say that it's just, I sound retarded or something. But anyway, moving on, we got Gloves of Subjugation from Zami. This was in a similar boat as the Buckler, where Cain and I were at a Zami trip. I think this might be after he'd left. But we're looking at the prices of things, and of course we go and get the one of the lowest items. I think the gloves and the boots are the lowest. Even the hilt's quite low. It's the garb and the gown I think you want, but unfortunately we got the gloves this time. And here we have a Saradomin Hiss, which I'm not sure what they're worth actually, but a nice addition nonetheless. And another Saradomin's Hiss. As you can see, kill count got pretty ridiculous. Because with Barrage you just kill the minion, you kill several minions before you kill Zuliana. And a Murmur, which is another of the necklaces. And a lovely shard from Zuliana. What else we got? Another shard from Zuliana. And another shard from Grador. And another shard from Grador. And another shard from Zuliana. Godsword shards are boring, so just sort of try to skip through those. Now back to Zami. A Steam Battle Staff. I'll let you be the judge. Not great. I think this was our first Steam staff. It's a nice addition to the tab, because even if it's not worth a lot, it makes it look cooler when you got just a ridiculous amount of unique drops in the tab, and it all adds up, of course. Now this is from Cain. Now he's using his new computer's big screen, where he uses a bigger resizable screen than I do. So the text is a lot smaller, but another Steam Battle Staff. We went into some loot sharing. Also from Zami, a Hood of Subjugation. I think the hood was the second to last piece. I think all we need is a ward, and that is full subjugation that we've got in the tab. All back to Sarah, we have a Whisper. And I think the Whisper is the melee one, and that's the most expensive. I'll probably have a look in the price check anyway, so we can double check that. And the last item we have for this is a Zamorak hilt. Now, as I said before, it's not as much as the garb and the gown, but a hilt's always nice. Gotta love that. I think that is actually our second hilt. So placeholder, just like our two Sarah hilts. Didn't actually get any hilts from Bandos from our 500 kills, which was unfortunate. But we got a lot of other items, so I'm definitely not complaining. Okay, so that dragged on quite a while, but time to get into the price check. So I'll crack the first inventory now, and there you go. Now this is the inventories are obviously going to be quite similar between videos because it's just in the tab it's in the same order. So we've got seeds, herbs, keys, arrows, bolts, runes, cannibals, whatever. I don't think these are worth individually price checking, but we'll just do this here. So 134.9 mil to get the tab off to a start. So it's a nice solid amount. And like I said before, 625 mil is the target for this episode. So we'll get on to the second inventory. Boom, inventory number 2. Getting into the rune items, some ores, the dragon items, the hides, and some bones. Giving a price check of 91.5. Now, sorry if you guys want to see individual price checks, but I think this video is already going long enough, so we will, at the end of it, we'll show the individual price checks of everything, which will be neat, but for this episode I'll leave it to the high ticket items at the end. So yeah, there's the second inventory, giving a total of 226.4 so far, and on to number 3. And here is number 3. Now, this has some of our elite clue rewards, as you can see. The beautiful bat staff, penguin staff, crozier, and the god rune items. Placeholder ancient vambraces. Yeah. We end up getting quite a lot of rune items, which is great. It's just ridiculous having over 100 of some of these items, in the last inventory. The price check of these, 41 mil, the lowest yet, but looking at those items, you can't really be surprised. The shards aren't worth too much, and these crossbow bits are a few 100k a pop. So yeah, I think we're slowly getting into the juicy stuff, so moving right along, inventory number 4 coming up. Alrighty, here we go. This has the remainder of the Queen Black Dragon stuff, the Dragon Kites and the Visages, and our Barrows stuff. Some drops I didn't show earlier were a few extra Barrows items we got. I think I did 40 chests the other day and got the Derek's helm, whatever, Torag's helm, our third Carol's top, and something else. Torag's plate, or Torag's legs actually, as well as 2 dragon medium helms, which pissed me right off. Yeah, and also the beginning of our God Wars loot. So yeah, there's the placeholder. We've got 2 of each of the subjugation except the hat, and just lacking the ward. A couple of hilts, couple of each of these Armador items, and the price check 133.2. So jump up, actually not our largest, the first inventory was the largest, but this one brings us to a current total of 400.6 mil with 1 to go, so I'll get on to that. And here is the final inventory. Straight away, obviously, the Drygor Longsword and the Wand are our 2 big ones, and these aren't necessarily our big ones, but it's just the order I had them in the bank. Since it's the last inventory, I'll price check everything, but first 356.6, giving us a grand total for episode 9 of 757.2. So we've cracked the three quarter mark. Some solid progress. Over 125 mil gained from the last episode, but I'm curious to see how much of that is in the wand. 132. I think it was 120 or so last episode, so we actually have got loot from other things, which is nice. So, was that 5 hisses, couple of hilts, that's, 26 mil, easily the most expensive of the 4 God Wars hilts. All the Bandos loot, are you ready for it? Oh yeah, 115k per war shield, making all the difference. These keystones are obviously not accurate because their GE price is only 90k, but they're selling for half a mil there or thereabouts as far as I'm aware. The shards, of course, and the boots, 23.7 and 87 mil for the Drygor longsword. Yeah, well, there you go. Like I said, I'd like to maybe next episode, if you guys don't mind a longer one, I can individually price check everything. Otherwise, we'll of course do it once we hit the bill. And progress is ticking along nicely. It was nice to get. I actually got a request to, well, when the next of these videos was coming out, so I figured I'd get a move on. We managed to. Well, we've got enough material for it. Obviously, it's dragged on quite long so far, and I've been rambling. So I'll wrap it up there. So yeah, until next time, guys, take care.